Well, thanks for the invite. It's a pleasure to be back. This is my second Rotary meeting, and it's always nice to get a good group of folks together, and I appreciate the opportunity to come and chat with you a bit today. So just quickly, brief overview, bio. It's almost been 10 years since I moved to Dryden. It'll be 10 years in September. Most of my professional career has been here, whether it's been at DMTS through the marketing department, Bell through telecommunications, TBXI through, pretty well anything to do with technology I was involved in. So got me into photography, taught myself how to do that with YouTube. I guess that's a millennial thing. But met my wife here in 2010, and we've been married, and we have 2 kids. So I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. Part of my role as the Economic Development Manager here in Dryden, a couple other committees that I'm sitting on. I sit on the Ignace Community Nuclear Liaison Committee, and that is as a community partner. So my job there is to engage with the Nuclear Liaison Committee in multiple fronts, be an advocate for Dryden, let people in Ignace and through NWMO know what Dryden can offer to the project. If you're unfamiliar with the project, Ignace is in the running to receive, or in the running to develop a deep geological repository for Canada's used nuclear fuel. It's about a $60 billion project. It's located halfway between here and Ignace, and it's a wonderful opportunity for not just Dryden and Ignace, but the region. So again, my role there is to sit on the committee and listen to the opportunities that may come up in Dryden, advocate for Dryden, and also educate folks in Dryden about opportunities. If you would like to learn more about this project, they do Learn More tours where they take you down to Pickering, Darlington, to go and see nuclear in action. I actually went on one of those tours. I went last year. It's one of the first things I did. I must say that when I first started and looking at the project, I was a bit skeptical. But when I received that training, if you will, it opened my eyes big time. The engineers that are involved in this project are incredible. Canada's not the first country in the world to look at this, treating used nuclear fuel in this fashion. Many countries across the world do it. It was an incredible experience. The engineers, as I said, were fantastic, and they're planning for the next ice age. So it's phenomenal, the engineering that has gone into it, and I encourage you afterwards, if you want to know a little bit more about it. The Learn More tours are 100% paid. NWMO will fly you right out of Dryden down to one of these sites and let you tour and get a better understanding of what the project entails. Recently, I've been invited to join the Dryden Native Friendship Center Industry Council. This is a brand new position for me. I'm attending my second meeting on Thursday this week. And that's a really exciting opportunity. I have an opportunity to work with folks within the Homeward Bound project and potentially be a community mentor for some folks that are receiving some additional training, and recognize opportunities for those folks to get maybe different employment opportunities within the community. Last but not least, like I said before, taught myself how to do a little bit of photography on YouTube. I don't know if you've seen some of my photos on Facebook or Instagram or anything like that, but I do quite a bit of it. So what's happening? In 2018, I recognized an opportunity with my peers at the City of Dryden to undergo a master plan. So the master plan right now is going to include a 5-year strategic plan, modernizing our community improvement plan, a new branding strategy, as well as delivering some economic development training here in Dryden. That economic development training is actually happening next week. It is Monday and Tuesday. So far we have 46 registrants to that, People are going to come in from the region and receive some really great training from a fantastic proponent that we've selected. I'm really excited. We've partnered with PACE on this particular opportunity as well, and NCIR. It's a wonderful opportunity for the community, and I'm really excited to see the training delivered here. A little bit about the strategic plan. It's a great opportunity for our community to start aligning priorities. And if there's one thing that we want to do through this process, it is communicate and collaborate. We need input from the community. We need to know what the community wants, what the community values, and how we can be successful together for the next 5 years in executing that plan. I'm excited to work through that process. There's within that plan, there is a lot of community engagement planned and baked into it, and the proponent that we've selected currently, we haven't announced it, but the proponent that we've selected has a phenomenal amount of experience in delivering exceptional plans. Communities like the Waterloo, very tech-based, very high-tech, very fast-paced moving communities. They have experience working with communities like that. Are you guys familiar with our community improvement plan? Anybody in the room? Not a person is familiar. Okay, so community improvement plan is basically, I come from a sales background, so it's my sales deck. It's my ability to incentivize business and opportunity within the community, whether it's growing an existing business, helping an existing business advertise better with new signage. If there's opportunities to provide tax incentives or anything like that, that's really what a community improvement plan is at a very high level. We have to modernize ours. Ours was done quite a number of years ago, and there hasn't been any funding applied for it. But the good news is that we received some Main Street funding from the province last year. We received $40,000, and I have been working within the community, and a few businesses have gone through the application process to take advantage of some of those funds with new signage, new parking, that sort of thing. Currently we're using our old community improvement plan for that $40,000 Main Street revitalization funding. In the future, this should be a budgeted item, a line item within the city budget every year to allow for that program to be administered. A new branding strategy. It's been a number of years since Dryden has looked at changing the brand, and I think it's a perfect time with a new strategic plan, a new community improvement plan. It's a great opportunity for us to change the brand and who we are as a community. And again, this is all going to come from people of Dryden. I need people to come out and be engaged in that process. Without that input, we can't get an accurate reflection of what the community is and who we are. I think it's about time that we get some pride instilled in our community again, and everybody singing the same song. And I think that that opportunity to do that together is invaluable. I'm excited to do that. Our community is changing. It's changing every day. It's changing at a very rapid pace, and we need to capture that in our brand so that we can share that with the world. In the past, I don't know that we've had a perfect plan to advertise who we are, and that branding strategy is really going to do that. It's going to help guide our efforts in where we advertise, how we advertise, the things that we engage in. It will give me pillars that I can use as a filter, if you will, on opportunities that are presented. If it doesn't meet the criteria, then I don't necessarily invest in it. If it meets the criteria, I invest in it and maybe provide more to it because it's checking the boxes. Timberland Estates, everybody familiar with that? So that's a really exciting project here in Dryden. They're over 50% sold out. I drive past that development every day, and it's really exciting for our community. Maybe we have the ability to attract more people to our community with a facility like that. That's very exciting. And I was part of over the last year, the team working towards getting that land sale done and the transfer done and checking all the boxes to make sure that that project was successful. When I started at the city, we did not have an inventory of land that was accurate, or a single point of truth that I could access at any point in time. Happy to provide one of those to you today. It is on your table. The purple highlighted spaces, those are all city-owned properties. I believe that those properties are also deemed vacant. When I totaled them up, there's over 177 different properties that the city owns. It's pretty incredible. There's a lot of space for the city to expand and offer different opportunities. They're in various stages of development, whether it's Norwell subdivision, Centennial Business Park. Has anybody here ever heard of Toronto Drive? Crickets. Nobody knows where Toronto Drive is. So Toronto Drive, if you're looking at this sheet here, Toronto Drive, everybody know where Bell is on Anton Road? That's Toronto Drive. It's completely undeveloped. There's about 30 properties in there, and they're zoned ready to go. There's water and sewer into them too. So lots of space to develop, lots of room to grow. It's also accessible on our website. So we undertook a new website project. Has everybody been on the new City of Dryden website? That was a great project to be part of. I was kind of multitasked through that because I do photography, so I was used on multiple fronts to make sure that the city's website was looking good and functioning. With my tech background, I'm kind of a Swiss Army knife when it comes to updating the website and making sure content is easily accessible. Part of that was making sure that we did have a land inventory available online. So you can go to the city website and there are some properties there. Not all of them are listed. Not all of them have been surplused. So we need to go through the process with council to surplus more land inventory, and then we can have it posted up there. But there is a number of properties up there. I'd say probably about 20 or 25 properties. Entrance signs. Everybody's been past them so far. Thoughts? Feedback? So far I've heard nothing but good things. It got really cold there for a bit in the winter, so we had to turn them off in order to maintain our warranty, because the warranty on the power supplies only go to -40. So we got down a little cold this winter. So it is a great opportunity for clubs and organizations to advertise as well. Dryden Entertainment Series has done a really great job of getting a hold of me and taking advantage of the rate. It's an opportunity to access millions of people that travel through our community on a yearly basis, and it's right on our highway. It definitely changed the appearance on the highway. It's a welcoming sign. It's really neat. I had an opportunity last summer to work with the Biz Kids with Northwest Biz Center. I took a photo of them outside of Pace and was able to upload it to the sign right from my phone. And then as they had their little market that was going on, and to try and help drive some traffic down to see what they were doing. So that was really neat to be able to do that. Little bands, ladies broomball, northern bands tournaments, all very successful this year. Lots of folks within the community. It's always a busy time down near Safeway. Hopefully everybody can find a parking spot. They are coming back they've indicated that they would like to come back in 2019 and have started booking ice time. So that is a good sign, and a testament to the team of people that are working through those tournaments. I know that our rec department is busy 24/7 during those tournaments, and they do a really great job. The Chamber of Commerce, as I said in my bio, I am the vice chair of the Chamber of Commerce. I've been there for about 5 years now, 5-6 years. The first annual Home and Sports Expo is going to take place this April, end of April. We've got a new chamber manager there. Her name is Amy Brizard. She's done a fantastic job. I can't say enough about the effort that she's put into this. She sold almost everything as far as booths go. There's 9 booths left out of a total of 75. And so there is an appetite for these types of events, and they are economic drivers. They bring people into the community, they put people into our retail stores, whether it's downtown, on the highway, it doesn't matter. There's people within the community that want to showcase some of the things that they have going on, and it's, I think, a nice spring event that everybody can go to. So what do we have in the hopper? So our NWMO project, our partnership with Ignace on nuclear waste management, that's a really big opportunity for us, and one that we are building our partnership level with. It involves Wabigoon Lake First Nation, it involves Ignace, it involves Eagle Lake First Nation, it involves Lac Seul First Nation. It really is a project that's bringing the corridor together, and it's really exciting, and I'm excited to be part of it. I actually had an opportunity to go down to the Canadian Nuclear Association's 2019 annual conference. It was held in Ottawa. It was probably one of the best conferences I've ever been to in my life. It was incredible. And the interesting part is that the nuclear industry right now is trying to reinvent itself. It has a negative context when you start to say nuclear. But what they're trying to do is pitch nuclear as a green solution, because it is very environmentally friendly. Ontario is lucky to have 2 or 3 nuclear sites, and they last for 100 years. They're very green energy, and if they're managed properly, and I can tell you that the safety that is baked within that industry is absolutely incredible. I mentioned that I went down to visit one of the sites, and we're walking through this warehouse, and they have large concrete containers. The concrete containers are, the concrete's 2 feet thick, and inside that there are nuclear rods, and they're tiny little pieces of ceramic pellet inside a steel honeycomb rod. Anyway, we're walking through there. I go to walk through a roll-up door, and they were like, no, you can't walk through there. And I said, pardon? No, we only go through man doors. You can't go through a roll-up door. A vehicle can go through the roll-up door, but you can only go through man door, because that's a safety risk. So if they're concerned about that amount of safety on a daily basis, it really is a culture. The nuclear industry does have a culture of making sure what they are doing is safe. It was a collaborative conference. There were many people from other countries. The UK was there, the United States was there. They had regulators from the UK and the US. It's a very interesting topic. They're actually designing nuclear reactors now to replace diesel generators. So they're that small, they're about 100 feet long or so. And if you're familiar with the northern communities, many of our northern communities are on diesel generators. They don't have a reliable source of power. Now this company called U-Battery is one example, can actually build a small modular reactor to replace that diesel generator. And so if you can think about the carbon impact that makes, it's incredible. So, and a reliable source of power. A lot of this people don't realize. It's just something that, and I didn't realize it. I had to educate myself on it. I didn't realize that this was that big of an issue. And it kind of jumps into my next point here about power generation. So there's 2 projects that are going to impact the North in the near future. One is the Wate Power Project that's going to try and connect 17 of those First Nations to a sustainable power grid through a transmission line. We had one company, Northland Power, purchase a piece of land. They optioned it in 2014, and the option was closed in 2018. And they've purchased a piece of property just north of Dryden, within city limits. It's actually this piece of property right here. And in the event that the OPA opens up some demand as these First Nations start to come online, more mines start to become active. There's about 3 mining projects north of Red Lake and 1 just east of us here in town that are going to come online eventually at some point. So they're positioning themselves to generate power through natural gas and steam. And they're located right on the power line. That particular Northland Power project is aimed at producing about 100 to 150 megawatts worth of power. So it's another interesting opportunity for our community, more jobs, different types of industry. These are all really good things. Treasury Metals, high level, recently was, I think I put in here, recently ranked within the 7 most promising mining projects in Ontario by the Canadian Mining Journal. That's one to look up for sure. I know that there's been some turnover as far as staff goes, but I think they're on the right track now. They're working through permitting, they're working through consultation and getting a better understanding of what that means. Anhart, there's a great opportunity there for some social impact housing. There's some documentation on your desk. Those folks were at the city last week. It's a really great company that may be able to help KDSB. It may be an add-on to KDSB's offering. We don't know what that looks like yet, but there are conversations that have happened, and I'm sure there are going to be more conversations that happen. But it's a great opportunity. Within that package, there's something like 55,000 housing units were needed in Canada last year. We got 32, 35, something like that. So there's a big gap, and that gap is growing rapidly. In Dryden alone, we know that there's over 1,000 people who are displaced in some way, shape, or form. So there's a housing crisis here now. It's going to get more. It's gonna peak. It's on the incline though. Tourism. Everybody heard of Wabigoon Chain of Lakes, the new clothing company that's in town? Have you got your T-shirt or your sweater yet? They sold out. They absolutely sold out. There's that much demand. So they brought them in, sold out right away, and there is a keen interest in Wabigoon Chain of Lakes attire. I haven't been able to get my stuff yet because, again, they sold out right away. But it's a new business, an at-home business that's growing and growing quickly, and one to definitely look up. I put on there a brewery because there's always been a little bit of a chatter around the community about a brewery. I think that that's a great opportunity for our community. It's one that is experiential tourism driven, and tourism is economic development, and economic development is tourism. They go hand in hand. If people are going to stop in our community, they're looking for food experiences, right? They're looking for reasons to stop, and our accommodators are looking for things to offer people who stop. So there's baked in marketing that can happen in an instant, which is really exciting. And I put on there the Walleye Masters as well. The Walleye Masters is an annual event. It's a great event and something that we can definitely promote and be proud of. I want to hear from you. I made this little acronym up, and hopefully you can share. Care about Dryden. So communicate early and often, ask questions, refer opportunities, and educate yourself. If you have a question, come and see me. Or if you know somebody who I should go and talk to, refer them to me. I want to hear from you. Without that line of communication, without that first introduction, I can't be of any assistance. But if you let me know of the opportunities that are existing or potential things our community could be working towards, come and chat with me. Thank you for the opportunity.